Mayor.
Hey, it's good to see you. Great to have coffee with you today and catch up on some things.
Yeah, thank you for having me in to discuss young professional issues and neighborhood issues, and just generally being open to the conversation. So I'd like to start, I guess, with just a general review, if you would, of last week. I know you went down to the state, and we've seen some coverage of that, but I'd like to hear from you kind of a little overview of what it was like down at the state and how you see it playing as it comes back to Omaha.
Well, the first thing we did is Brad Ashford is stepping forward to really be more of a focal point for the senators coming together, and we've been wanting to do this ever since I've been in office, starting with my time on the council. But Friday was a way just to get together and to start talking and having some common bonds develop out of that, common interest levels, but also an understanding of what is really going on at City Hall and really what is going on in our interest. And sincerity, likewise, we have solved our financial dilemmas here at the city. But I've always said, I said to the governor, I've said to different senators, let us roll up the sleeves and help you with your state issues on your budget.
Okay. And do you find it receptive, or how are you? So if they roll up their sleeves and take care of their budget issues, it's clearly going to have an impact on what you see in the next budget cycle at a city level. How are you preparing for that now?
Well, it's a two-way street, and if you stop and think a minute, 52% of the gross state product, the turnover in our economy, is in the Omaha area. So you want Omaha strong. You want us strong as an economy because we create jobs so quickly, and a lot of them, and they pay income tax directly to the state, not to the city. But you also want a strong city government because we are a catalyst to make things happen here as we work with our Chamber of Commerce. And this is where the opportunities come for young professionals. They need more job opportunities. They need ways to make the career grow, whether they stay at the current employer or whether they switch to another employer. So with an eye toward this, this is why I think we need to make sure that our economy is going, and then it just naturally translates right over to the state.
Great, great. Well, and we know the young professionals, the Greater Omaha Young Professionals, have put together kind of their priority list for this year, and it includes a piece that is on diversity and inclusivity. So we're working on a survey that will help employers in the area understand what young professionals want. We'll be sending that out to, and hopefully getting good response on kind of what's important to us as values on inclusivity and diversity. We have a good idea. How is the city working on that as an overriding piece as far as when we look at commissions and boards and different parts of town? And we kind of seem to have not only a north-south, east-west divide, but we've also got a divide of age groups, right. Education levels. How's the city trying to work on that?
Well, I saw that early on when I was on the council as we looked at the boards and commissions and we looked at other things. And as I talked to different employers, I visited way over 250 companies of all shapes and sizes in the city. And it was said over and over again, how do we attract a talent to come to the city to fill our positions? And when they get here, how do we give them not only the work opportunities, but the social opportunities in the community? And then begin to see that on the boards and commission appointments. We need to make sure that we are looking at another factor, and that is the young professionals, because they're the future leaders, and we need to help get them groomed and get them acclimated to participating in government functions, be that boards, commissions, or special task force, or just interaction as we look at budgets or we look at services.
Sure. And we are, as young professionals, also exploring how to creatively or innovate the process of public-private partnerships. Traditionally, when we think of those relationships, we tend to think of them in a financial aspect on how the private's going to give and the public's going to give back in taxes. But what we're trying to explore, and what we'd ask the city for help, and maybe you're already doing this, which is going to lead to the discussion, is a way to take that innovation that we're doing in the private sector as young professionals, the entrepreneurs, and the people like the Silicon Prairie Newses or the Soup Revolutions, or all the small businesses that are popping up by people under the age of 30 and under the age of 40 that will create new efficiencies in government. So we are, whether it be exploring partnerships with parks departments to work with community development groups so that they can be on public property. I mean, do you see any of those opportunities as you're exploring city government as it sits now?
Well, very much so. And what the young professionals are going to bring is more and more exposure to the e-world. And one of the shortcomings here is government, because we've got entrapped on saving dollars, is we have not put government into the e-world properly. And we've got a lot of catching up to do. And we will be able to communicate better, we'll be able to modernize the services, we'll be able to give the opportunities for young professionals to even go into a public service or to set those public-private partnerships better. Because if you're communicating on one medium and we're over here in paper, it's not going to work.
Right.
We got to catch up.
Right.
So that's started, and you, with your lifting of your involvement from the young professionals, are going to force us to catch up with you, and I think that's healthy.